If someone is bitten by a snake, the very first thing I want you to remember is this: stay calm and act quickly. A snake bite is a medical emergency, but with the right steps taken immediately, you can greatly reduce the risk of severe harm or long-term disability. I'm Dr. O'Donovan, a UK-trained medical doctor, and in this video I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do if you ever encounter a snake bite, including first aid, when to go to a hospital, what treatment can look like, and why some common myths can be dangerous. Now this applies whether you're hiking abroad, gardening at home, travelling, or living in a region where venomous snakes are common. Snake bites can be a leading killer in many countries, and this is a really important video. As always, this video is intended for general educational purposes only. If you need personal medical advice, or if you're ever in any doubt, seek emergency care straight away. So first of all, what should you do in the first few seconds after a bite? Well, if you see a snake and you feel a sudden sharp pain or sting, move away from the snake to a safe distance immediately. Many bites actually happen when people try to get a better look, they move the snake, or, believe it or not, try to take a photo. Don't do any of these things. Once you're safe, try to stay calm and still. Panic increases the heart rate, which can help venom spread more quickly through the bloodstream. Instead, and I know this might be difficult, try to take slow breaths and reassure the person if you're helping someone else. Most snake bites worldwide aren't fatal, and many don't inject venom, but we treat every suspected bite seriously, and if you're not sure, always err on the side of caution and assume it is a poisonous snake until proven otherwise. Now, if the snake is still attached, which is rare but possible with some species, gently use a long object like a stick to separate it. Don't use your hands because the risk of getting another bite is high. Now keep the bitten limb still and, importantly, below heart level. So for example, don't have the limb up here, place it below heart level. If it's a leg, try not to continue walking unless you're in immediate danger, because movement will spread venom. Ideally, lie down and ensure that the bitten limb is supported and kept straight. A simple splint like a piece of firm cardboard or a walking pole can help reduce movement. If you're with someone and there's a way to safely carry them or move them, then move them to safety. It's important to remove anything tight like rings, bracelets, or ankle bands because swelling can occur. And if the person feels faint, nauseous, or starts vomiting, roll them gently to their left-hand side to reduce the risk of choking, making sure that their airway and their mouth is open. This is especially important if weakness or paralysis starts to develop. So now let's cover getting help, including where to go and how to travel. Well, call emergency services if they are available in the place you're at. If not, arrange immediate transport to the nearest medical facility that can treat snake bites. Avoid carrying the person flat on their back if possible, especially if they're vomiting or becoming weak. Keeping them slightly on their side will protect their airway and stop them choking on their own vomit, for example. Now, if you're in a rural or wilderness setting, use a makeshift stretcher, sling, or carry support so that they don't walk, because, like I mentioned earlier, movement will spread venom faster. So once you get to the health facility, what will typically happen? Well, when you arrive, snakebite needs to be treated as a true emergency. Healthcare providers will check the airway, breathing, and circulation. They'll secure IV access by placing a cannula where they can. They'll monitor vital signs. They'll assess for swelling, bleeding, or paralysis, and they'll provide fluids if needed. Now, if venom effects are confirmed, so for example, muscle weakness, breathing difficulty, severe swelling, bleeding, or even signs affecting the brain or the spinal cord, doctors may give antivenom, which is the only specific treatment that neutralizes snake venom. Antivenom works best when given early. It can save life, prevent tissue damage, and reduce complications. But even if antivenom isn't available immediately, supportive care like the fluids, breathing support, and wound care is really important and essential. For bites that cause paralysis, some people may need help breathing with oxygen or a ventilator. For bites that affect blood clotting, doctors may monitor for bleeding and treat accordingly. And for bites that cause severe local tissue damage, surgical support may be needed later. The key message here is early medical care saves lives and prevents disability. So what happens after treatment? Well, recovery doesn't always end when venom is neutralized. Some people might experience tissue injury, nerve symptoms, or muscle weakness. In more severe cases, rehabilitation, wound care, or even reconstructive surgery might be needed. This is another reason that early hospital care matters. It's not only about surviving the bite, it's also about preserving long-term health, mobility, as well as quality of life. So now we've covered what you need to do and how to seek medical attention, here is what not to do, where we're going to cover common myths that can actually harm people. Now this is a really important part of the video. In movies, we see people doing things like cutting the bite, sucking venom out, putting ice on it, or tying a tight tourniquet. Please do not do any of these things. Cutting the skin can cause bleeding and infection. Suction devices and sucking venom out do not work. Tourniquets can cut off blood flow completely and actually do more damage to the limb. And snake stones, herbs, or powders don't neutralize venom. Applying these methods delays proper medical care and can make the outcome worse. The goal is simple. Keep the person still and get them to medical care as quickly and as safely as possible. Another question that people often ask is, should you photograph or try to catch the snake? Now, a lot of people ask this, and the answer is pretty clear. Don't chase, capture, or try to get close to the snake to take a photo, because it puts you at risk of being bitten again, or if you've not been the person bitten, then you might be bitten, and treatment does not depend on identifying the exact species often. Doctors will treat based on symptoms and clinical signs. So unless you already have a safe photo taken before the bite, forget about it. Prioritize safety and rapid medical care. The doctor can always ask you what you think the snake looked like to try give them a better clue of which snake that might be. Now, if you remember nothing else from this video, please remember this. Stay calm, move away from the snake, keep the person still and the limb supported, don't cut, suck, or apply a tourniquet, avoid chasing or photographing the snake, and get to medical care as quickly and as safely as possible. Anti-venom can save lives and supportive hospital care is essential. Early treatment leads to better outcomes, and trying to handle things yourself can cost vital time. Now, I will acknowledge snake bites are frightening. They can be a leading killer in many countries, but with the right steps, most people can recover fully. Knowledge is power here, and it could save yours or someone else's life. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments section. If you do have any questions, also let me know. I've included lots of useful resources in the description box of this video. Please check those out, including resources and links to the WHO website. And if you enjoyed the video, please check out this video next.